everyone, it's Becca. Welcome back to another video. The reason for my bare face is that I'm going to be doing a foundation comparison video. So we're going to be testing out the new Revlon Colorstay for dry to normal skin compared to the old one. The old one, if you didn't know, didn't have a pump like the new one does, so I put in this like airless pump. This is one of my absolute all-time favorite foundations. It was one of the first foundations I used. Really, really nice coverage. I wouldn't say like absolute maximum coverage, but pretty full coverage. This color match for me is amazing. So I'm really worried because I hear the new formula, at least for the combination oily version, is different. Which I'm like, why did you try to fix something if it wasn't broken? So I'm really hoping that they are similar because I absolutely love this foundation. And I hope the color is the same. They look decently the same, but I'm not sure. I have in 110 Ivory, and this is also in 110 Ivory. This says SPF 20, and this says SPF 15, so more SPF right off the back. And unfortunately, I didn't keep the drug facts on this one. So yeah, I've had this for quite some time, so I really should be using it up because I think the new version has been out for quite some time, but I have finally just picked it up. Yeah, it doesn't even say new on here. But anyway, so let's get into it. I've already moisturized my skin, so I will be doing the old one on this half of the face and the new one on this half of the face. So this one's pretty like runny, I would say. And I am going to be using my Beauty Blender to apply it. I do like a brush sometimes, but Beauty Blender never fails with this foundation at least. And now this foundation does kind of set pretty quickly, so you have to work with it quickly. I'm going to just apply some more because for some reason that wasn't a lot of coverage. I would say this is actually pretty medium coverage now that I'm really looking at it. Okay, now to try the new one. I am really happy it now has a pump. That has been people's complaint about this and other drugstore foundations for a really long time. Okay, so here's the pump. Here is the foundation. Okay, it does seem pretty liquidy, like the other one, so that's good. Does feel slightly thicker. Maybe that's some more SPF. Oops, got it in my hair. And the color does look a little different. Okay, yeah, the color is actually a lot lighter. But maybe this means that the next color, the next darkest color would be a match. So it is nice that they're getting lighter because I definitely think there are people fairer than me. So yeah, it looks a little weird just because of how light it is. And I feel like it's thicker coverage, or more coverage rather. Which I like to see my freckles, so not actually my favorite thing. Ugh, guys, I definitely do think it's different. Yeah, you can definitely, at least I can tell that this is definitely lighter. Where this just melds into my skin because it's the right shade. The other one doesn't, but I'm trying to tell if it's just because it's lighter or what. It also looks like you can tell my pores are a little bigger on this side, or more visible at least, which I don't normally have a problem with pores. And there are like little flakes on my skin. I don't know what that is about because it wasn't on this side. Okay, I will put on the rest of my makeup and come back with you with some thoughts, and then I'll check in throughout the day. Hi everyone. Okay, so I'm back. I've applied all my makeup. And now looking at it, I actually do think both of the new versus the old Revlon, they're actually pretty similar coverage wise. I thought the new one was more coverage, but now looking at it, I do believe they're the same. And all my products applied exactly the same on top of it, on top of the foundation on either side. So I really don't see too much difference besides the color, which for me was important because the old formula was like my perfect color, my perfect match. I've never found something so perfect. And because it's so perfect, it lends itself to look more natural, in my opinion, because the coverage isn't too much, isn't cakey formula, but then because that color is just spot on, really just melded into my skin, it looked even more skin-like because of that color match. So that was a really important part for me. So, you know, I don't think that the next shade down, I'll have to try. Maybe it would be my perfect match, but I wouldn't guess because these two colors aren't that similar, or excuse me, aren't that different. Just the newer one is a little lighter and a little different of an undertone. But maybe I could mix this color with the next color down. Still, it's not my exact color match like the old formula, so that is a disappointment that they did change the color. But yeah, I think they both look good. Let me zoom you in. But yeah, I have highlight, blush, a lot of blush. I always go overboard with my blush. I'm looking really extra pale with this zoomed in here, but yeah, I could take my glasses off. So there's the foundation. I mean, I don't have much to complain about. So yeah, like I said, I don't have too much to complain about right now. I mean, I love this foundation, so we'll just see how the other one compares to it. But so far, decently, you know, so far so good-ish, I guess, besides that color match, like I said. But anyway, I'll be back to check in a couple hours. I'm not going to be doing too much here, but I'll just check in nonetheless to let you guys know how it's going. So see you later. Hi everyone, I'm back for a check-in. I forgot to tell you guys when I first applied my foundation, so completely forgot. Obviously I haven't done one of these in a while, so I think it was like around 11:15 maybe, and now it is 2:10. I don't know if you guys can see that. Anyway, it's 2:10 now, so it's only been like a couple of hours, and everything looks fine. My lips are a little faded because I did just eat lunch, but you know, the rest of my makeup wasn't upset from or moved from eating lunch, so that's good. But I did ask my mom how my foundation was looking, and of course that always opens up for lots of scrutiny, but she did say that she thinks I look too much like a China doll, was her words, and then she looked at it again and said, yeah, it was mostly this side that she was looking at, and that's the one that she thinks is too much China doll looking, and I think I've placed that that's just because my foundation is too light on this side, so it doesn't look very natural, which I do agree with. So it's super frustrating because I really wish, like I said, that they had this color, but they've gotten rid of it, which is really unfortunate for me at least. So yeah, that's just going to be the theme of this video, I think, but everything else looks great. I mean, they are wearing the same. They do seem like a pretty similar formula, I think. Like I said, this one might be a little thicker, but coverage and everything I think is decently the same. So yeah, and then my mom also did say that she can really see my wrinkles or my fine lines, which might be my Tarte Shape Tape, which I do love that, but I have noticed that it's not the best for my dry skin, so it might be that, or my Eclipse and Jeffree Star highlighter that I'm wearing today, because it is more chunky and might draw attention to my fine lines more. So I don't think that's the foundation that I'm wearing. I do think it is more the highlighter or the concealer I'm wearing, because the only fine lines I really have are around my eyes. So anyway, that is a little update for now, but I will check back in with you guys in a couple more hours. So until then. Hi everyone, I'm back. So it is 4:03. So it's been, what, 5 hours? Not too long. I did just go on a walk, but everything's looking pretty nice because it is very cold out for it to be the end of May. I did notice that where my glasses are on both sides did not do too well. I mean, I didn't put powder, so I normally don't, so that is something to note if you are a glasses wearer. And I did notice that this side does look slightly more cakey. I think typically I would use a setting spray, especially with this foundation. I mean, they're not bad either side by any means, but this one's slightly a little more. So I do think that they did change the formula a little bit. At least we can tell they put more SPF, if nothing else. So anyway, yep, just a little check-in, but I'll check back with you probably just at the end of the night because I don't see too much else happening. Hi everyone. Okay, so I'm back for my final check-in. It is 8:45 p.m. so it's been, what, like 9 hours? A little more than 9 hours, I guess. So yeah, everything looks pretty good. I mean, it's still really on. You can see my highlight, you can see my blush. I am getting a little cakey down by my chin. I don't know if you can tell, but that's on both sides. So I'd actually say that they work pretty similarly. So I really do think they're quite similar. It's just that color, which for me, like I've said plenty of times already in this video, is a pretty big thing.